This video is for mature audiences only, because this game is disturbing as fuck. Also, this video is for mature audiences only because I said fuck. How's it going, everyone? This is Maya Hello, and welcome back to Silent Hill Blind. In the last video, we fought a moth, I think? I think that worm thing went through, metamorphosis, and we killed it again. And now we're in the sewers because we want to go to the lake. I have a suspicion that we may actually be in the alternate world already, because I feel like going through that door that required the sewer key was why we, went into a different world, because it's noticeably darker. It's like I have to wonder if this is just... Here's the thing, there's like at least two types of worlds. And, there's the demon world, but there's also just the world which is just the normal world, but everything is just pitch black and covered in soot. Hey, I made a Mother 3 reference. Because that's something that makes me happy. Mother 3, a game that's inherently sad, but it has feel-good moments in it. And, I just feel very good about playing it. I'd say it's one of my favorite games that I've played. Yeah. So, I don't know, speaking of Mother 3, people have been working on this fan project, Mother 4, because Shigesato Itoi, the one who is pretty much the father of the Mother series, so Mother or Earthbound Beginnings, Mother 2 or Earthbound, and Mother 3, which Nintendo has yet to localize. He said that he doesn't really have a vision for the series in the future, which is why fans are taking it upon themselves to create a fourth game, much like how fans took it upon themselves to create a fan translation of Mother 3 when Nintendo wouldn't do so, which is how most people play Mother 3 nowadays in the US, rifle shells. So that's how you get additional bullets for rifles, because I did pick up the rifle last video. What? Please. So, this is definitely the alternate world if I was able to find items. And it's also weird because we've essentially been here before. I mean, maybe I didn't come here because I seem to have turned away from this area last video, back in the normal sewers, as you may call it. Yeah, this is the only way to go to this area. I have to be careful because there are bugs here which are quite vicious, like green bugs. And like I said, this is now a different world. So I think I want to go to the ladder at the south there instead of... So, the ladder to the left goes to the school, which is where I came from. The ladder to the south, I think, takes me to the lake, which is where I want to go, to save Cheryl at the lake. Because I said this before in the last video, but it seemed like she was in danger when we saw that video feed of her in the mall. That video feed which was much like the video you'd see in The Ring. I would say maybe it's a reference to The Ring, but I actually don't remember if The Ring came out before or after this game. I think it's after, because I think The Ring was something people talked about in after 2000. So it had to have been after this game came out. Come on! So I don't know, maybe Silent Hill 2 could have a chance of referencing The Ring, but then again, that would kind of be against what they would normally do with scariness in this game, so... Oh! I guess I want to use the key Okay, so this is where I want to use the key. That's why I was motivated to come here. Interesting. I kind of wonder what triggered the darkness then. Me going through specific doors? Like me going to the desk? Because that's essentially what I've done. Just go to the desk at the far end of the sewers, then do a loop. And voila, I'm here in Death World. Or Darkness. With all the Heartless, right? I'm just going to continue making references to Kingdom Hearts without acknowledging Kingdom Hearts. I will get back to that series to do bonus content. The thing is, I'm sure like most of you who are watching are not the same people who are like, play Chain of Memories, damn it! Anyway. I'm hearing noises. That's not a health... Oh! Alright. Kick these if you can. Or I guess kick this one if you can. Well, there's activity here. That's good to know. But I'm almost there. I'm almost there. So, I was worried about how this may not be a pleasant place to be in, but... And I think the giant bugs are what I was concerned about the most, but the small bugs are fine. They've been things I've been used to ever since the demon school, and even the normal school. Actually, I have to wonder, or actually forgot, where did I first come across those bugs again? The demon school? Yeah, I think it was a demon school when I first came across those small bugs. Because the regular school had the demon children. Which is interesting. Like, the normal school had demon children, and... Oh, it's because the ladder's over there. Right, okay. Well, it's a good thing I came over here then, because... Well... First aid kit. Well, okay. That wasn't bad. It also didn't take as long as I had... Did I never check for the fact that there's a second floor? My god. Okay. So there's more to the sewers. Oh, damn. I don't know. I'm just not sure if I'm a big fan of sewer levels because they're always stereotypically the least interesting levels, or where the game kind of takes a big nosedive, or kind of gets... You feel like there's a huge drop in momentum with sewers. Like, let's see. I mean, Crash Bandicoot had alright sewer levels. But Xenogears, I'd say that game is guilty of having a sewer level which kind of makes you lose interest in the game. Like, Xenogears is an interesting RPG because I'd say Xenogears is comparable or comparable to the anime Neon Genesis Evangelion. You know, the one with the congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. The do 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 do. So I'd say like, oh, you're not dead yet. So I'd say like Xenogears is like the video game version of Neon Genesis Evangelion. Evangelion, however you say it. Evangelion. Evangelion. But, yeah, so Xenogears is a game that I've been interested in. Mostly because I've read about its story and how it's super complex, like, in an interesting way. Not in a bad way. Like, it has a very well-crafted story, and it has a very well-made soundtrack because, lo and behold, it's a soundtrack composed by my favorite video game composer, Yasunori Mitsuda, the one who composed the soundtracks for Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross. And fun fact... Oh, what the fuck? Oh, it's just you. It's just you. Okay, that took me by surprise. I have to be careful, but the camera just won't communicate. Well, actually, I can. Oh, there's another one. Yeah, so, fun fact about. So, the reason why I mentioned Xenogears is that. I believe where I am right now is Act 2 of the game. But. I'm pretty much at a point where things were super exciting, but then things just get boring, like super immediately, because you're in a prison complex and you have to do a bunch of basic stuff that isn't really interesting. And now I have to do this sewer level, which everyone says sucks. So basically, I got to a point in Xenogears, which is a sewer level, and it was something that I wasn't really interested in. Which is a shame, because I would have liked to have seen how Xenogears develops on my own. Also, there's like this little desire for me to maybe LP Xenogears, but rest assured that's not going to happen. A, because I have not finished the game, and B, because I know no one will be interested in watching Xenogears. Although, what I was about to say before I got attacked by that one hanging bug man was that, fun fact, Xenogears was originally planned to be Final Fantasy VII. It was supposed to be a Final Fantasy game. The problem was, I guess people at Squaresoft thought that Xenogears was going to be too complicated for a Final Fantasy game. So, basically it no longer became a Final Fantasy game. And I think, because of that decision, the people who were developing Xenogears got a huge budget cut. So an unfortunate thing about Xenogears is that, it has 2 discs, like any other JRPG or like most RPG-like games on the PlayStation. However, the first disc is fantastic and full of stuff. The second disc, the ending is fleshed out, but they had to rush everything, so instead of gameplay and whatnot, it's just people telling you plot dumps after plot dumps in order to move the story forward, because they could not afford to develop a game around the events they wanted to do. So it's kind of a tragedy in video gaming, because Xenogears could have been something super iconic, more iconic than it is, and much more mainstream and, revered, but it's a game that I don't think a lot of people have heard of. Like, many people have heard of Xenoblade, maybe Xenosaga, which was kind of meant to be related to Xenogears, but I think Xenogears might be the one that's known about the least. But anyway, the main reason why I brought up Xenogears was because of the sewer level, which, was a huge decrease in motivation, which is what I'm worried about, but I seem to be making decent progress towards the latter. But if I were to guess, I bet the game will take me here, but then I need a key which I need to get somewhere here, so I'll probably need to explore the entirety of the sewers, like it or not. And chances are, probably not, because I've already expressed my distaste for sewer levels. Just not because of the atmosphere, but just because they're associated with in video games. But then again, like, I don't know how I feel about Resident Evil 2's sewer section, because it did introduce certain necessary... Oh, what? Oh, that's what you are. I was like, where's the sound coming from? Also, the camera angle's not helping out in this case. But here I am. Rock you like a hurricane. Right. So I should be making a turn at Albuquerque soon, but thank you. I kind of want to see my way forward instead of having a forced camera perspective. This isn't Resident Evil after all. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about the Resident Evil 2 sewers, because there was the first sewer you come across which had enemies you don't like, but then there's another sewer section which was insane, to say at the very least. Although I seem to pretty much go through the sewer section fine. But I'd say the thing about Resident Evil is that, well, Resident Evil 2 was that I feel like the police station was the most interesting area. The first area, when you go into the sewers, it kind of goes towards sci-fi, like ridiculous sci-fi. But then again, like with Resident Evil, one person says that they like the series because it gets stupid. Even though it's supposed to be about survival horror, or at least it was about survival horror, then it became action adventure. Yeah, so I don't know why the game is trying to force a camera angle that I don't like on me, considering that it's leaving me defenseless. Oh yeah, between my legs, yeah, look at that. I'm just being dumb. Because we all need to be dumb sometimes in order to enjoy life when it sucks ass. Alright, so I need a key, right? Yep, I do. And I wonder where I have to go to find a key. Probably there. Although I wonder what the blue things are. I guess they're like doors which I have to go through, which makes sense. Because if I look down below, yeah, there were doors that I had to go through. Yeah, I thought so. I'm reading this like a book. A predictable book that I have read. Except. Alright, so nothing here, so I shouldn't be interested in going down that side. So, oh hi, Buck. What? That's interesting. You could see the enemy from the other side. But, you know, in order to get to the other side, you need to go through a loading screen. So, maybe they programmed that one bug to be on the other side, you know, so that you cannot interact with it. But it's like a warning of what's to come. Because a bug that early into the area would surprise you, but it's better to be prepared. Now, it's curious because, like, I would expect that something across a loading screen would be something that you cannot see, period, because it's in a different screen. So, that is interesting. That is quite curious. Anyway, game design talk aside, because, quite frankly, I am not an expert on game design. I am not a guru on game design, not at all. I don't know what makes for a good game, or for a good console sometimes. Well, I think I kind of can follow my judgment okay with certain video game consoles, but I don't know. I guess the thing about game design is that it's not something that I will appreciate professionally, but that's because I don't need to. That being said, it's so easy on the internet to have a platform on which you can talk about game design as if you know a lot about it, which can be misleading for some people. So I feel like if you want to dedicate your career towards that, you need to be knowledgeable. But I don't know. I guess what I was getting at is that it's so easy for those people to say their opinion as a result is objective. Also, this sound. So, like, the composer of this soundtrack has a Japanese name that I'm having a hard time remembering because it has an interesting spelling, like Yokizuma Yutoi Kuyoso. So, there's gotta be something at the very end of this. I swear, why is there blood? What is all this? What is this? Yes, please. There's gonna be something that pops up. Go, 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 go. I knew something would happen. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Run, run, run. Shit! They're everywhere. Alright, so my first thought was that I was going to be attacked by an alligator or a crocodile. Because that is something that you put in sewers, and that's something that I would have expected. But no, it's just more of those bug. God, how'd you get through? Oh wait, you cannot get through. Did they just say this is one giant area then, separated by loading screens? Because that's the same thing I was talking about with those little bugs, that you could kind of see into the next area, even though you cannot interact with the bugs on the next area because they're in a different area. Well, thanks for that jump scare, game. Although it's not really a jump scare as much as it's just a scary situation in which Harry is placed. Just because he's a very helpless man who is not really good at fighting or combat. So, really, like, I mean, what the fuck? What was that? How close am I? There's gonna be something blocking me, isn't there? There's something coming up ahead. Do I need something more than my handgun? No, it's just those guys. Alright, you're dead. No, you're not, you're not. Alright, I need something more aggressive. So, I mean, I can use my hammer. You know what? I can. I will. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I like how this game does not need to resort to bosses, just introduce enemies in familiar territory, because that, I think, is how I get scared by games. When you're in a threatening situation, in a situation you were already familiar with, that is how they get to you. False sense of security before they surprise you with something new. Because that is always how I get scared by games. By something new. Oh, why am I allowed to save here? Is there something up ahead? I mean, I hope it's the lake, because I don't want to be here anymore. Ugh. Which world am I in? I'd say it's the normal world, but the normal world where everything is dark. So, the same as the situation when I first entered the school. Is there something back here? There might be, but it's not important. So, ideally, if every road were intact, we'd go south down Bachman. Now, the thing is, when I entered the sewers, we went east, then south, which would kind of take us along the intended pathway of Bachman, because the school was west of Bachman. I recognize this scenario where I think I actually want to keep my light off, but there's a map here. Resort area map. Oh. So where? I'm here. So there's more to this place. Okay. Sanford, Craig, Bachman, Annie's Bar, Indian Runner, something I can't make out, some sort of hotel, I guess. South Park. Come on down to South Park. I should catch up on South Park. I have not watched videos in a while, which I should do, because the current season is pretty good. But I feel like Lakeside Amusement Park. Lighthouse. Alright. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to go back into the sewers and save, because the fact that I have the map means that, well, the fact that I have the map means it's something that is worthy of saving, and I feel like this is a good place to stop. Yeah, I know. So, since I can save here, and I don't know the next time I can run across a memo pad, I'm going to save here, and then I'm going to check out the resort area, and hope to God I can figure out where to go to find Cheryl, because they said by the lake, but I thought that it was going to be the body of water in the intro, which is more like a puddle than anything. But lo and behold, the lake is ginormous, so there's a lot to look for. Then again, maybe the lighthouse. Well, thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.